So today is Monday, January 20th, and here in the States, it is an emotionally charged day. Depending on who you are, you may either be reflecting on leadership from the past or considering the leadership that is in our immediate future. And so today we're going to speak about gaining clarity in our mental space. I think that oftentimes when we think about clearing our heads, many folks will say, well, I can do that through meditation or I can do that through breathing. And these are excellent, necessary concepts in order for us to live and enjoy peace for sure. And then it comes to the practicality of being able to stop for 5 minutes or even 50 seconds sometimes to do a breathing exercise or to find a quiet place to meditate and just enjoy the nothingness of the everything around us that may or may not be a possibility at a given time. So I kind of want to discuss some action items that we can utilize to bring ourselves back to a middle, maybe to ground ourselves, but also with an approach that is accessible. So one is through song or through music. Maybe we are in a place where our mood is low or we woke up on the wrong side of the bed or something happened that may have triggered something and kind of threatens to ruin our day. I would think that it's possible, and this is something that I do because I very much enjoy dancing, and especially when I'm feeling less than great, I enjoy singing. So I have a playlist that I've just compiled of songs that lift my mood, songs that I enjoy dancing to, songs that I enjoy singing. And I find that usually within about 90 seconds to 2 or 3 minutes of listening to one of the songs, it helps to uplift my mood. So it helps bring me back to a center in a way that it keeps me from spiraling in a direction that is less favorable. And so that can be a good point for me to just kind of bring things back. A second action item is snacking. Um, of course, there are all sorts of chemical reactions that we experience when we consume, of course, having to do with the digestive system. And then there are the hormones that are released that help us to feel satisfied, help us to feel happy. And so if we have a snack within reach, one that we enjoy, one that's healthy, or one that makes us feel full or more energized, this is another way for us to uplift ourselves and another way for us to come out of a funk or to recoil any spiraling that may be happening. Of course, we always love to say in moderation, but if it takes the whole bag of M&Ms, then that's what it takes. Hopefully you'll feel better as opposed to worse afterward. Another action item is one that really just requires that we act on prioritizing our rest. If you're in a position where you're able to take a nap, if you are home from work, or if you are enjoying a weekend day, or if you have the opportunity to slip away to your car in the middle of a workday and take a nap, that is something that can really help us to stop for a brief moment, help our bodies and our minds to regenerate a bit, and then we can come back to ourselves when we wake up. We are maybe in less of a good mood when we go to sleep. Oftentimes we'll wake up and maybe we haven't forgotten what placed us in the mood, but we're in a new mode because we've allowed our bodies and our minds to kind of reset during that time of rest. And finally, if none of these action items are at our disposal, then one thing that we can do is we can try to minimize or to lower any stimulation around us. Minimalize is minimize and stimulate at the same time. But a way that we can do this is to see if we can find a dark room. Are we somewhere where we can turn off all the lights, where we can turn the phone over, where we can dismiss ourselves from the screen for 5 minutes, 15 minutes? Are we somewhere where we can just enjoy stillness, maybe keep from adding pressure by calling it an official meditation session, but just being still and thinking of whatever we wish? If that's the thing that put us in a sore or sour mood, maybe we can allow ourselves just through stillness to think about it, think through it, and we may be surprised at what happens when we allow ourselves to go there mentally, and then we're just able to release certain thoughts about it or relinquish any control that may be out of our hands. Finally, there's silence, which is something we always have the capability to exercise as long as we realize that it is a practice. And oftentimes, silence can be a cleansing agent in that it helps to neutralize any situation around us, whether it be positive or negative, and to bring things back to equilibrium. So I'm hoping that these are some ways that we can gain mental clarity through action and through minimizing the stimulation around us. A final note on this is that many of us may kind of unconsciously remain stimulated throughout the day because our lives are so contingent upon the screens around us. And so just becoming cognizant of this and allowing ourselves to step away from the many bright lights, colors, and sounds around us can help us to gain peace inwardly and to be able to imbue this in our surroundings.